Hello, everybody. Today we're going to take a look at a new mod by FSG Modding called Farms Cleanup. Oh, wait, FSG Modding? That's us. Well, anyway, I made this mod, and, well, I made it because on our servers we had a lot of issues where folks would have too many bales out or whatever, and the server would get laggy pretty quickly. So we introduced this mod or created something similar to it that would automatically clean things up. Well, I decided to go ahead and separate that to a mod that anybody can use. Here we are for Farms Cleanup. Okay, so what does Farms Cleanup do? Well, it is designed to be able to clean up bales, pallets, trees, and stumps. So you can set it to do it automatically, or you can do it as wanted, I guess is what we'll say. If you look in your F1 menu, you can see farm cleanup menu, alt / left alt /, and it pulls up a handy menu that's got some info in here about it. It gets a little more detail on what it does. And then we've got our options here. Now, this does work in multiplayer, but you have to be logged in as admin to be able to utilize or change any of these settings. So we've got our pallets, we've got our bales, we've got our logs, and we've got our stumps. Now, with pallets and bales being technically vehicles, we are able to do a little bit more with them. And I'll go over that in just a second. And then we have our logs and our stumps, which are split shapes, so that handled a little differently in game. Okay, so pallets. What can we do here? We can set it to auto clean, and what that means is at midnight or game change, day change in game, it will go through and check the pallets, and if they're over the allowed days count, it will remove them. And then if you have a cost per pallet, it will charge that farm that cost. So multiplayer will charge the farm, single player it'll charge you. Okay. And you can turn these off if you don't want it to automatically do that. If you only want to manually do it, and we've got our manual buttons here. I'll show that in a second. Okay, so auto clean pallets on or off. Cost per pallet, how much it costs for each pallet that it removes. How many days pallets are allowed to be on the map. Now, it does check for pallet spawn areas such as your production points, and if it sees that a pallet is within a spawn area, it will not add it to the automatic clean list. But if you press that clean pallets button, it doesn't matter where the pallets are, it will remove them. So keep that in mind. We tell our players just put your stuff in storage, in the object storages, and then you don't have to worry about it. This does not touch object storages. So object storage is safe. Okay. Same thing for bales. We've got our auto clean on and off, the cost per bale, the amount of days that are allowed for the bale to exist on the map, and then we can manually clean them if we like. So basically what it does is it takes it looks in the game for all of the pallets and bales, and then if it finds one, it saves it to a file with its current date and location. So if that location changes, so if you move the pallet or bale, then its day count will restart because it will see that it's moved. Okay. And then our logs and stumps, those automatically go at midnight. If enabled for the auto clean, the amount of days, it's that day. So if you cut a tree down 5 minutes before midnight hits, bam, it's gone. So make sure you warn your players about this before you put it on your servers, because it might upset some people at first, right? But super worth it. It will help your game save a ton. Any of those pesky trees that fall under the map or whatever happens, it takes care of those. So it's definitely worth having to sustain your save game. Single player, it's not such a big deal, but multiplayer makes a huge difference. Okay, in the long run. Okay, so we've got bales, pallets, trees, stumps. All right, so let's go ahead and do, what was it, the pallets first? I'm just going to go ahead and do, I hit the right button here. I'm not going to worry about doing the auto day, whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and clean them because this basically does what that does. And it tells me that it removed 44 pallets in a pop-up. And this does work in multiplayer too. It'll tell me in multiplayer that. It'll also show it in the log. Farm cleanup removed 44 pallets from the map. So when it does the cleanups automatically, you can go through your server logs to see how many were removed. And it does save some log files in the mod settings folder. So if you're curious which farms had the most or whatever, it tracks everything there. Okay, and let's go ahead and do bales. Oh, and it does charge. As you can see up in the top right, it's charging for all the pallets, and it takes a little while for it to catch up if there's a lot. So we'll probably see pallet up there for the rest of this video because there was a good bit of pallets there. Okay, let's go ahead and clean the bales. 28 bales removed. Bam, gone. Like it deletes them, and then it charges the farm for them for whatever amount you have it set to. Wow, we're already in the negative. Okay, and then let's do the trees, right? Logs. There's 10 that it found. Now, if I would have cut those into multiple, it would have counted each piece as a log, FYI. So when you're setting your prices, keep that in mind. And then all we have left is the stumps. And stumps are very pesky because sometimes you can't get them all. They might be under the ground or what have you. Okay, let's go ahead and clean those. There's 10 of them there. And voila! Our map is now as clean as it can be. So yeah, a useful tool for those who run dedicated servers. Now, if you run crossplay servers, what I would suggest doing is once a month or once a week or whatever you want to do, whatever works best for you, throw this mod on your server temporarily, run those, run it, clean your map up, save it, take the mod off, start your server back up, and you'll have a better running less lag server. I'm not gonna say lagless because no promises there, but it'll help. Every little bit helps. So yeah, pretty neat little mod there. I guess let's go ahead and cut one more tree down so I can kind of show how that works, because we should be able to cut this one down. And let's cut it into multiple pieces here. Come on. Not close. Tricky. So that's 2. And 3. Okay. So that should mark it as 3 when I do the clean log. 3 logs. Perfect. And then 1 stump. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? Yeah, handy little mod to help kind of preserve your save games, especially a multiplayer. And if you get one of those, if you have a logging server and you have someone that just goes a little haywire with the chainsaw, we've all had that. And you need to clean it up. That's a good way to do it. So yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this something you'd use on your servers? Well, appreciate you watching. Let us know what you think in the comments, and have a good day.